Hi guys, thanks so much for joining us this week. We are super excited this week to talk about puppies. Puppies are wonderful, they're so exciting, but so much work. And you may be looking to get a puppy, or maybe you just brought one home. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some of the do's and some of the don'ts of bringing home a puppy. A lot of times there's some great advice out there, and then there's some advice that maybe we should steer clear of. So we're really quickly gonna just touch on things like potty training, socializing, some desensitizing, ways to introduce your dog to your house and your family, and then just some things that you should do to be really building and creating the best bond possible that you can with those dogs in those really early important developmental stages. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it.
Alright, so step 1, potty training. You can see in this video I am clearly missing some signs here when we first got him home that he's needing to go to the bathroom. So there's some common mistakes that can happen with potty training that we're going to address real quick. So first of all, you want to be very mindful when you are feeding and eating your puppy. At this young age, you want to make sure you take them out immediately after they eat their meal or have some water to give them opportunity to relieve themselves. You also want to keep an eye on how much water they are intaking throughout the day to know how often you need to give them these outlets. You need to be taking your dog out every 20 to 30 minutes depending on their routine. So next, what you'll want to do is also choose a potty spot. So start by taking him or her outside to an area that you want them to go potty. I would recommend using the same phrase like go potty every time you take them out, and then every time they do go to the bathroom, make sure you throw a really big party, lots of excitement and lots of treats. Drax was really quiet when he was trying to tell me he would need to go to the bathroom, so what I used was a doggy doorbell just like this, and I taught him to touch it and it would alarm me because he would just sit there and pee and not tell me. So say you didn't get your dog out in time, that's totally okay. Do not rub his face in it and make it a big deal. Simply clean it up and give your dog more opportunities and reward the positive behavior that you want them to see. If your dog is peeing consistently in the house, it means that you are not giving them enough opportunity or too much access to water constantly. So next we're introducing them to our home. So ideally you would have already puppy-proofed your house. You want to choose a small section of your house that you're introducing them to. Do not let them have free access to everything in your house. It's too many new places, smells, and people, and it just can confuse them. You want to start with a small area in your house, let them get used to it, and then you can slowly broaden their surroundings in new areas in their house once they feel more comfortable and confident.
One thing that's super important in building a bond with your dog when they're this really teeny tiny pup is get on their level with them. You want to be down on the ground where they are. This is a lot less intimidating to them, and they're going to understand and get your cues and your language and your body language a lot better when they're like this verbally than if I'm up here. There creates too much space, too much distance. It's too intimidating versus bringing yourself down to their level. Get on the floor with them, create a safe spot, play with them, be up and close with them to be able to create that bond versus way up here where you are in a totally different world than what they are even able to understand.
So now that we know how to interact with our dogs, you can go ahead and start introducing them to your new family members. Preferably, you'd want to do this one person at a time, although I know it can be difficult with a lot of the excitement from the puppy. But what you want to do is just make sure you have appropriate behavior with them and try to not get them overexcited or play too rough, or again, encourage those bad behaviors that you don't want to continue. Something to remember is puppies at this age have the need to chew. They are extremely bitey and those puppy teeth are very sharp. So you want to make sure you have some good toys and some good safe bones around that you can redirect their mouth to instead of your hands, your limbs, or your children. So make sure that you keep those and just redirect every time they get a hold of something that they're not supposed to. So you will also want to introduce your dog to his sleeping place, whether that's a crate or a bed. Unfortunately, I didn't have any videos of Drax as a puppy sleeping in his crate. Puppies sleep between about 15 to 20 hours a day, and although they may drop and sleep anywhere, I would encourage you to bring your dog back to their bed or their crate. A crate can be a wonderful tool that can help a dog feel their security and safety there. It's not a doggy jail, but you need to make sure that it is their safe place and somewhere that your kids do not have free access to them. Similar to human babies, puppies can sometimes have a hard time turning that switch off and can easily get overtired. So make sure you are giving them plenty of opportunity to take those really good naps. So next we're going to talk about the importance of keeping your dog with low impact activities. When you get your 8 to 10 week old puppies, please keep in mind that their bones do not even touch yet. They plod around like cute little floppy paws and wobbly movements because their joints are entirely made up of muscles, tendons, and ligaments with skin covering. There is nothing fitting tightly together or does not have a true socket yet. When you run them excessively or don't restrict their exercise, you actually don't give them an opportunity to grow properly. Every big jump or excited bounce causes impact between those bones. In a reasonable bout, this is not problematic, and it is normal wear and tear that every animal will engage in. But when you're letting a puppy jump up and down off the lounge or bed, or take them for really long walks or hikes, you are potentially damaging those forming joints. Please keep in mind that you only get the chance to grow them once. A well-built body is something that comes from excellent breeding and great upbringing. Once they grow up, they have the rest of their lives to spend playing and engaging in higher impact exercises. Until then, just try to keep it a little bit lower key. Alright, so next let's talk socialization. You want to really make sure that you are socializing your dog properly during this time. This is critical in their development. So what we did is we found dogs that we were familiar with and trusted and introduced them to Drax early on in a way that we knew was healthy for him. A lot of people think that socializing is just taking their dog to a dog park or letting them say hi to anything and everything. Actually, the goal of socializing is exposing them to all different kinds of environments and trying to reach for neutrality in those environments. We want to shoot for a dog that is confident in these situations but not overexcited and overstimulated by every dog and every human that they see. During this time in their life, you want to make sure you expose them to as many sights and smells and scenes and just let them take it in. You do not need to force interaction. Just let them sit back and observe their world and just grow that confidence and just understand these new things that are around them. Oftentimes we try to push them too fast into things and we don't understand that it takes time for them to grasp and get that confidence there. So next what you want to do is start enforcing the house rules. Although it may seem early to you, your dog needs to learn those rules from the very beginning. The more structured and consistent their day is, the better adjusted and happier they will be. Whether it's chewing or any other behavior that you don't want to encourage, use gentle redirection. Don't yell at them or punish them. It'll only frighten and confuse them, not teach them. Remember that they are only starting to learn what's expected of them. Praising good behavior and deflecting unacceptable behavior is an effective way to help them learn. You can also start teaching basic obedience. These are very smart dogs and they love to learn. So have fun, make it exciting, and make it feel like play for your dog, and go ahead and start with the basic training for them. Don't try to push for too much. Don't expect perfection. Just work on your bond with them, let them explore their world. Be mindful that your dog does not understand what a leash is or what leash pressure is. So take that time and just let them explore their world on the leash. Do not expect them to walk in a perfect heel with you. Most of all, take things slowly. Expand their environment slowly. With lots of affectionate contact with family, consistent rules and routine, rewards for good behavior, and gentle corrections for unacceptable ones, they will quickly learn their place in their new pack. Not only that, but most importantly, they will adjust to their new environment and you will establish a bond that will endure throughout their lifetime.